Here we are with Andrew Ramsey. Andrew is here at Leerburg this week. We are starting to produce a series of training DVDs on Nosework. Nosework is a new sport that pet dog people are getting involved with. It's very, very big on the West Coast, but it's growing really fast. And it's growing fast because I can see that it's a fun sport to do. And we've been filming for the last few days. We've finished the filming for the first DVD, which will be the foundation of Nosework. We may call it the introduction to Nosework. I'm leaning at this point more to the foundation because what we covered was so good. Maybe you want to talk a little bit, Andrew, about what we've done in the last couple of days, what we're going to put into this foundation video, and then we'll talk about the other videos that are coming out, not in as much of detail, but just to kind of get people thinking of what's coming down the road.
Sure. Yeah, we've collected a lot of really good footage here. It's been a lot of fun the last several days, and I'm excited to see this all put together. This foundation DVD will cover everything that people need to know that know nothing about what we're doing. So you can say, I have no idea what this Nosework thing is or how it works. Perfect. This is just what you need. We'll kind of explain what the activity is, how it works, and then you'll see how to properly get started in doing this activity. Everything from picking your dog's motivator, the toy, the food reward, whatever it is you're going to use to pay and reward your dog when they find the target odor, how we're actually going to interact with the dog with these particular toys, how that toy is delivered to the dog, the whole concept of reward from source to build the focus response that's a big part of this whole training program. The equipment you'll need, which again is not much, like we've kind of talked about. You don't need a whole lot of stuff, and it's not an expensive sport to get started in. Building your dog's drive for this reward and then putting the search behavior on cue. Starting your dog on a pattern, a methodical pattern where they can search a different training area and work to the where the target odor is. Starting to incorporate the dog's actual response. I don't know how far it'll go in this one, but definitely in the next videos, again, that we'll talk about later. Familiarizing your dog with that training area, how to gradually do it if your dog is a little uneasy about coming in there for social or environmental reasons. Getting them used to the trainer, again, making sure that the interaction between the trainer and the handler and the dog, they all need to be on the same page and how we do that. Proper footwork and leash handling and all the handler aspects of when you're working a dog, when you're working a detector dog.
It's kind of like, I was a canine handler in the Sheriff's Department from 1990 to 2000. And for those people that have never heard of Nosework before, it's like you're training a detector dog to find odors that are non-narcotic. They use birch and clove and anise are the three scents that are used in the current organization. But in reality, it's the same as training a narcotic detection dog. It's the same as training a bomb dog. It's the same thing.
It is, but the fun thing is, again, those type of dogs are normally very high drive dogs from working lines that will work and work and work. That's the dogs that normally excel in that kind of work for law enforcement or the military. But with the Nosework sport, we can do this with any dog. Like my dachshund here is doing it. I'm just kind of starting her, and she's 11 years old, and I don't do anything with her other than pretty much this. I mean, I have my Malinois that I work, and he's my dog that I do a lot of dog activities with, but she's kind of just a companion pet. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of drive here, but she loves doing this activity. She works for food, and we have a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun working her.
We got a lot of video of her, and it's just amazing. I mean, it's cool. We had some real little dogs like her in here this week that had no training at all. It's a neat thing. So in the end, basically what people are going to learn is how to train a detector dog for fun. And by the time we're through putting this new DVD together, they're going to know how to get started. They're going to have a very clear understanding of it. And I believe the way we'll do it is we'll put the DVD together, and then we'll take the additional footage that we have that we didn't have time or space for in the DVD, and we'll put it in our video on demand section. so that the people that buy or purchase the DVD, if they want to see additional training, they can go to the video on demand and purchase that too. We're going to limit the people that purchase the video on demand. They have to have the DVD first, because we're not going to repeat steps in the video on demand. It's just to watch more training with different dogs that have different, say, I don't think problems is the right term to use, but different methods to be used in training them is what it is.
Sure.
Good.
Cool.
And then, after we're through with this first one, we're going to go on and do several more. You don't have to go into the step-by-step training details on what we're going to cover, but maybe you want to talk a little bit more about where we have to go after this.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so again, this is going to be everything for the person who's brand new to the sport, getting them started and getting them on the right track. We were, somewhat limited with the amount of time and what we could squeeze into one DVD, so there should be several to show where the dogs should go as this progresses. And the other DVDs will incorporate more stuff on building that focused final response that's part of the reward from source concept, introducing the dog to new training areas, whether they're interior searches, exterior searches, vehicle searches, and more stuff geared towards the container searches for the ORT for the current organization. Well, I think in the other video there will be a lot of stuff about fixing problems that may occur if people run into some training issues as far as fringe responses, false responses, aggressive responses, dogs walking out or not showing a change in behavior and responding. There's a lot of things that we can cover in the other ones, but I think when we are done with the series, it'll pretty much contain everything you'll need from start to finish to do this activity.
Cool. And I think that we should make the point here at the end of this that we're not doing this in association with any national organization or anything else. We're just doing it for people that want to learn how to train their dogs in Nosework, and there are going to be places that people can go and compete here, but we're not associated with any. We're not trying to claim that we are. Your background is with the Department of Defense, working at Lackland Air Force Base for 6 years, and you're bringing your experience in training detector dogs to the sport of Nosework.
Yeah, so again, this is just a broad way to train pet dogs or working dogs as well in detection, and it's not for a specific sport organization or anything, but it will apply to many, and right now there's at least one that you can go and you can use this DVD and you could go and compete with that organization, and in the future there could be multiple sports where this information would apply, and you could use the information in the training DVDs to do possibly several different sports. But it's basically takes my experience and knowledge and background from training primarily explosive detection dogs for the military, and I've incorporated a lot of that system and a lot of stuff that's similar to some of your other training DVDs, and applying it to pet dogs for people to do this fun activity with their pets.
Well, I can tell you this, that having handled a narcotics dog for 10 years, the information in this DVD is also going to be able to be applied to police departments, small police departments that don't have access to or the funds to go to expensive schools to train narcotic detection dogs. The concepts in training this, there's no difference in training a dog to go and find marijuana or methamphetamine or cocaine than there is to finding birch or clove or anise, which is what these Nosework sports are. Yeah. So it's going to help a lot of small departments, if they wish, get started in a dog program. Those departments need to go a step further, and their handlers need to learn canine law. We're not here to provide information on that. That's a whole different thing. But these videos are going to be good in a lot of different areas of Nosework.
Yeah, so the system that we're using, as I said, is pretty much the same thing the knowledge that I gained from working from the Department of Defense. And this system definitely could apply to, like you said, small departments for law enforcement, other agencies that do, maybe they limited budget reasons, they don't have a current detection dog. For not much money as far as the equipment that we talk about here in this DVD, that could be a big step towards them having a dog on the street but they would have to do the other things you talked about as far as case law and the legal aspects and some other handler issues there. But as far as training the dog and behaviorally what the dog needs to learn, a lot of that's covered in this DVD.
Yeah, I like the way you've broken it down. I mean, it's broken down way, way more than what we did back in the 1990s. Well, good. That's good. Thank you. We're going to do a number of dog training videos with Andrew Ramsey on Nosework. If you or your friends or you have a dog club that's interested in a seminar on Nosework, you can go to Andrew's website, we've put it on the screen here, and contact him. He gives excellent seminars.